In a web development bootcamp, failure is cheap. If a JavaScript page crashes, the user simply clicks reload. The browser acts as a sandbox, shielding the underlying hardware from poorly written logic and restoring the system instantly. Space operations offer no such sandbox. In low Earth orbit, if a telemetry parser throws an unhandled exception or a command uplink fails, you do not get a warning dialog. You get an irreversible loss of mission. Bridging the gap from web applications to mission control software requires abandoning the comfort of flexible text strings and dynamic databases. You must learn to manage exact, low-level binary memory allocations. Ground station architecture forces a strict pivot from designing user experiences to enforcing physical engineering contracts. Interpreted scripting languages dynamically assign memory, treating numbers as generic, infinitely flexible entities. Microcontrollers and radio transceivers, however, operate under severe physical energy constraints. Look at this diagram showing a standard text-based JSON format. Transmitting the string temp:25.46 requires formatting it into 16 individual bytes of text data. Pushing 16 bytes over a narrow radio link consumes precious physical energy and delays other subsystems. By abandoning text, we declare this exact temperature reading as a strictly typed floating point variable, occupying exactly 4 bytes of physical memory. Transmitting those 4 raw structural bytes instead of a JSON string reduces our bandwidth consumption by 75%. In space software, declaring a variable type is not just a syntax rule. It is an explicit instruction to the compiler regarding exactly how much physical silicon to allocate. Static data typing serves as a mandatory mathematical optimization dictated directly by the physics of radio wave transmission. Browsers read source text line by line at runtime. A C++ compiler reads your entire project beforehand and locks the logic directly into native binary machine code. This compiled approach allows us to use pass-by-reference, a technique for accessing specific memory clusters by targeting their exact physical addresses rather than copying their values. When the satellite sends telemetry to the ground, it serializes data by pointing directly to the memory structure where sensor readings are stored. The hardware bypasses the CPU entirely, pushing the raw silicon memory block straight to the serial transmitter. This mechanism, known as direct pointer casting, converts a structured object into a raw byte array. It consumes 0 processing cycles to execute. Relying on raw hardware casting ensures the deterministic, zero-latency data streaming required to operate critical embedded systems in real time. Managing these raw data payloads is only one component of satellite operations. The larger challenge lies in orchestrating multiple complex hardware subsystems simultaneously. This requires a strict organizational model. A class acts as a theoretical blueprint defining a sensor's capabilities. When instantiated, it becomes an object, a discrete, self-contained chunk of reserved physical RAM with an active state. Without this model, stray lines of sequential code risk accidentally overwriting sensitive hardware registers, corrupting calibration data, or draining a battery. Object-oriented programming solves this through encapsulation. It wraps variables inside a protective boundary, enforcing strict read-only access to critical functions. The same model applies to communication interfaces through polymorphism, managing diverse hardware through a single unified transmission port. The ground station dashboard simply issues a generic transmit command. The encapsulated object handles the complex, device-specific hardware routing behind the scenes. In this context, operates strictly as a physical risk mitigation tool used to enforce non-negotiable operational boundaries on hardware. Once the satellite enforces rules and beams its byte arrays to Earth, the ground station must isolate that microscopic signal from background cosmic noise. To know exactly where a valid payload begins and ends, the data is packed into a telemetry frame. This is a rigid, unyielding mathematical contract flanked by permanent start and end signatures. Watch how the middleware parses the stream. It scans the continuous chaotic hexadecimal traffic until it locks on to the constant 4-byte header. From there, it extracts the core payload and verifies the closing 4-byte footer. If the total payload byte count does not perfectly align, the software registers a corruption and discards the frame. Fixed sensors are simple, but unpredictable variable payloads, like transmitting an active image file, require dynamic processing. The system initiates a multi-phase read protocol. It reads the initial header, extracts a numeric size variable, then pauses execution to collect that exact variable byte count before attempting to verify the final footer. Decoding telemetry is the act of physically aligning serial memory buffers to separate mission reality from signal corruption. We can trace these isolated concepts by following a single temperature reading on its chronological journey from orbit to the Earth dashboard. It begins in the physical layer, where an analog environmental fluctuation is captured by a sensor and packed directly into the microcontroller's memory grid as a 4-byte float. Next is the RF transmission phase. The encapsulated memory is bypassed straight to the transceiver and broadcast down to the receiving ground station. Look at this vertical pipeline diagram. In the central middleware layer, that continuous byte stream is buffered, the telemetry headers are aligned, and the raw hex values are unpacked. Finally, it reaches the application layer. This is where the clean, decoded telemetry finally updates the interactive elements on your .NET user interface, driving live maps and data plots. If a line graph breaks on this screen, you cannot just refresh the page. You must systematically trace the failure backward through every stage of the pipeline to locate the fault. Mastering this multi-layered pipeline elevates you from writing independent scripts to operating as a systems architect, capable of commanding and verifying physical reality from a screen.